I like Dragon Ball as much as the next guy. Yeah, blah blah blah.
Buford, you listening?
Recently, I watched all of the Dragon Ball films and ranked them. Honestly, it was a great time, and I ended up appreciating those films a lot more than you probably think. But one thing I made clear in the beginning of that video was that I wouldn't be doing any Dragon Ball specials. You're probably wondering why. I don't know, I just didn't feel like it. In the ranking video, I remember talking about how I watched a lot of these movies at my aunt's house, but I could never remember if these were recorded on a VCR or they were DVDs, or we just caught them on Nicktoons or something. Either way, I do remember seeing the Bardock special at my grandma's old house on a really old box TV. I remember being old enough to understand what was going on and was really invested in what happened. When I marathoned those films, something felt like it was missing. Something crucial. And I think that circles back to the Dragon Ball specials. Some of them I vaguely remember, but at the same time, I can't remember shit about them. Much like the films, I feel like people have super high praise for some of these, so I'm extremely interested in going back and seeing how some of these hold up compared to the movies and the rest of the series. So today, we're going to take a look back at the weird world of Dragon Ball specials and OVAs. But before we keep going, make sure you subscribe to become a proud Rants warrior. And if you like what you see, instant transmission over to the second channel where we do a bunch of fun stuff over there too. Okay, let's keep going.
Bardock, a soldier in Frieza's Saiyan army, has just saved the universe.
Kakarot, remember that name.
Only he doesn't know it yet.
It's Frieza. He's coming for us.
Take heart, Bardock. A savior has been born.
Toonami presents DBZ Movies. Bardock, the father of Goku. This Friday at 6.
You coward! Come out and fight me!
Okay, so starting out, I'm already fucking confused. So I figured I'd go in chronological order in which came first in the series, and I had no clue there were multiple Bardock stories. So which one did I fucking watch as a kid? Did I ever tell you guys that Bardock is one of my favorite characters in the series? I just think his cool demeanor is a cool contrast to his easygoing son that likes to eat all the time. But in the end, he's just a really good dude. Or at least tries to be. This one was released in 1990, and hearing the old Chala Hichala opening with the crusty ass audio, I don't miss it. Sorry, I don't. And then as soon as the special starts, the audio just clears up immediately. This one starts off with Bardock's squad taking over a planet as great apes. As they're chatting it up, Bardock gets fucking killed. Oh, okay, just kidding. He's gifted the power to read minds by the people he just conquered. And then he tells him that he should be able to read minds so he can better experience his own demise. How ominous. Nappa with air. Frieza gets word of the Saiyans becoming the strongest forces in the Frieza Force. The Bardock squad gets back, and we find out that our lead Saiyan is fine physically, but got his brain a little scrambled after the encounter. But while unconscious, Bardock gets a strange vision. He imagines watching the original Dragon Ball series with no filler guy. A fate worse than death. But he keeps getting visions of not only his son's future, but the future of Planet Vegeta as well. Bardock's gang is set up by Frieza, and they get killed by Dodoria. By the time their leader gets there, everyone is cooked. So now with his friends gone, he uses the blood of his comrades and dons the iconic red headband. Now he's met by the remaining Frieza Force grunts, but the visions keep coming back. He heads back to Planet Vegeta, but now Frieza caught on, and he's ready to kill all the Saiyans in one swoop. Once he gets back home, the regular people tell him that his son was just sent to Earth. So then it all starts to click. They're about to fucking die. So, he tries to warn everyone, but of course no one believes him. So, he still tries to save his race no matter what. He goes up to the ship and takes on Frieza, but is met by 1 million guys, and still gives him the work. But once he's face to face with his foe, Frieza kills him immediately. And that's it. The Dragon Ball story starts here. I think this was a really cool special. I think I like the psychological element to it all. Like, this was bound to happen one way or another, but we got to see Bardock really stress about the visions and his fate eventually come true. I definitely prefer this over the Bardock story we got in the Broly movie, because the main focus is Bardock rather than all these moving pieces that have to come together in a short time. And granted, the movie was more about Broly's side of things, but I feel like this one was told in a way more impactful way for the Saiyan race as a whole. Also, Bardock not having the headband as the canon version actually sucks. Like, he's a beta cuck without it, I'm sorry. I ended up really liking the old Dragon Ball Z style here, and I think it was really nostalgic. There are so many shots in this movie where I'm like, whoa, this is where this came from? But overall, a really nice package that adds a ton of context to the Dragon Ball world. One thing that did kind of bother me though isn't necessarily an issue, but it's the shift in tone. What I mean here is that this is clearly more of a sci-fi action adventure, but if you watch Dragon Ball, then Z, it doesn't really start off that way. So it's a bit jarring in my head knowing that we're jumping from sci-fi to funny shonen back to hardcore sci-fi for the rest of the series. I think that's a personal complaint, but I don't think anyone else has had a complaint like this before. It's like drinking your favorite drink, but then it has a weird aftertaste. This one was super cool though, and I would definitely watch it again. Episode of Bardock stinks.
Get the fuck off the airwaves.
This one doesn't even have a dub to it. It's a fan dub. I won't lie, it's not even that bad.
That's pretty good.
Bardock gets trapped on Planet Plant, which is Planet Vegeta before the Saiyans took over. I didn't know who Chilled was, so I looked him up and what? Bardock fights Chilled and he actually sounds a lot like Frieza. Like, it's pretty impressive. Bardock goes Super Saiyan and fights Chilled and he runs off. I don't know, is this some sort of promotional thing? Like, I don't think this is very good at all narratively. There's no explanation on why he's here. I feel like it hinders the previous special by trying to build upon something that didn't need further story. I could have sworn that the original special, Bardock went Super Saiyan. Maybe I'm misremembering, but the same thing happened with Dragon Ball Evolution. I have a vivid memory of these two scenes having some sort of Super Saiyan transformation. Like, tell me I'm wrong. Like, oh my gosh, like, I swear, both of these scenes had Super Saiyans. I don't know if Bardock is already dead. Like, where does he go? This one sucks. Sorry. This one's actually pretty simple. Like the title implies, Goku teaches you how to cross the street. Goku, Roshi, and Krillin are heading to Bulma's house for her birthday. No matter what point it is in the series, everyone comes together for Bulma's birthday. That's so sweet. Goku sees Pansy, and she explains to him how to cross the street. It's boring. It's a little charming since Goku isn't from Earth and he actually needs this stuff to be taught to him. So I think kids in Japan learning how to cross the street with Goku is pretty nice. But that's it. I think this one is in Spanish. It's more the same thing with learning with Goku. This time he knows how to put out a fire. Krillin and Yamcha are firefighters for some reason. I don't know. Anything can happen in Dragon Ball, so I don't even question it. His mom kind of bad though.
She's such a bad bitch though.
17 and 18 are just out for a good time. The only problem, they keep killing all their friends.
Run for your lives, everybody! They're killers! Cold-blooded murderers!
Oh, and Goku's gone too.
I'd rather fight and die than watch this all happen.
The History of Trunks. Friday, September 12th at 6. We're gonna need some more heroes.
I think History of Trunks has to be one of the most, if not the most popular Dragon Ball special, because it gives us so much content for a couple of fan favorite characters. I'm definitely excited to see how this one holds up because I remember seeing it and it was scaring me when I was watching it, so let's see. Someone in my ranking video thought it was stupid that I mentioned maybe we could explore Goku dying and the world being doomed. Yeah, I bet you look silly now. Goku is dead. 6 months later, the androids come to fuck everything up. The androids come back 13 years later and start their shenanigans again, but this time, no one's here to stop them. They're actually unhinged and killed basically for no rhyme or reason. Like, what the fuck are you tearing up the place for? Trunks, understandably frustrated, wants to stand up to the androids, so Gohan decides to train him. I saw a theory that this version of Gohan is the closest to Goku, but then their hair reflects that. He isn't quite Goku, but at the same time, he's trying his best to fit the image, but clearly falls short. I don't know, something about this feels super morbid, and I don't like that. Gohan and Trunks take on the androids, but neither one of them stand a chance, even with all the training. This encounter leaves Gohan with one arm and a nasty scar, but Gohan gets back to training almost immediately. I like that Gohan uses the same way he was taught to use Super Saiyan to Trunks. The androids attack once more, but this time Gohan is ready to beat them, but now with one arm. This is the final stand. Everything is being left there, but this isn't enough. Trunks stumbles upon his now defeated master, but this pain, this feeling of helplessness, allows him to become a Super Saiyan. And this starts the story we all know today. Trunks heads to the future to help Goku and the Z-Fighters beat the androids once and for all. I think this one is pretty morbid, and it does a great job at making you feel like the androids are super threatening. Honestly, this feels like it was supposed to be in the main series, but I think having it as a special is just as effective. It highlights what's important, which is how strong the androids are, and gives us context we were probably looking for in the main series, back when Super Saiyan meant something. But overall, a nice special, and it definitely deserves the praise. I think it does overstay its welcome, but it's fine. I actually couldn't find the footage for this one, but it's recapping all the Dragon Ball films up until I think Broly. Man, I wish there was a way to watch a video and see all the Dragon Ball films summarized as a well-ranked video. Gee, I wonder if there's any way to do that. Oh, whatever shall one do? I think this one's fanned up too. The first thing I'm greeted with is some random guy doing his best deep voice impression. Some crazy doctor from a planet was overcame by Saiyans and decides to release a dangerous gas. This audio sucks. Watching it in sub sucks too because it's so hard to read. The Z-Fighters head out to stop the source of the gas, but then all the villains from the previous movies materialize. Bulma makes the gas disappear and they kill the clones. This one fucking sucks too. I look and I'm only halfway through. Doesn't this look like Goku in his base but recolored? Is this some sort of promo for like the Tenkaichi games or something? I don't know, I'm not into this one. Goku and friends are living peacefully after the fight with Majin Buu. The colors on this one are really bland and desaturated, I don't know why. But the gang gets back together and heads to Mr. Satan's new hotel opening party. I like that the girl reporter from the previous special is here, a nice bit of continuity. Suddenly, there's a bunch of Saiyan ships crash landing on the Earth. Turns out that this ship was owned by Vegeta's brother, and he comes to ask his brother for a hand in battle. So to determine who's gonna fight, they pull turnips. Trunks ends up getting the largest one, so he and Goten take on Frieza's soldiers. I feel like this one is one of the only times we get to see Goten and Trunks fight. Outside of the World Tournament and BioWarley, that was a terrible movie by the way. Goten and Trunks fuse into Gotenks, and they take care of Avocado. But they provoke him to the point where he starts to destroy stuff. Don't worry, Goku steps in and finishes everything. I know this came out way before Super, but they depict the regular Saiyan as blue, and at one point it's red too. Was this some sort of foreshadowing? Maybe, but who knows, right? This one I'm pretty sure is canon, but Vegeta's brother is barely in it. It's like if he wasn't there in the OVA, it would be the exact same. But overall, this one was pretty chill. I think it definitely lacked a good narrative, but it's okay. I actually really like how the colors are compared to the regular series. Also, the ending song is super shonen-esque, which will make me swoon no matter what, so bonus points. Apparently this OVA was for the 40th anniversary of Shonen Jump, and it kind of makes a ton of sense. This ending reminds me of the One Piece endings, and like, I hope you guys remember those. Like, they were always so good, like why'd they stop doing them? But speaking of One Piece,
Luffy claims victory in the World Martial Eats tournament, but he's not alone.
Contestants Goku, Toriko, and Luffy all reach the goal at the same time!
When an uninvited guest crashes the after party,
The legendary glutton of the deep.
Watch out!
can make its body grow rapidly by devouring the life energy of other creatures.
Is there an antidote or something?
Catch the alchemy and bring it back. I can cook you up an antitoxin.
Pirate and gourmet alike
Super Gotenks is ready for a fight!
must battle side by side to turn the tide.
I wasn't expecting it to evolve that far.
I got this.
Feast your eyes on history's strongest collaboration. An all-new mouth-watering One Piece. Next Saturday at 1 a.m.
This special came out when I was a kid, and honestly, I thought the idea of it was so cool. This was back when you had to watch anime on YouTube in like 50 different parts. What always confused me about this special was not how all these characters got here, but where the hell is Naruto? I feel like Naruto would have been great in this special versus, who the hell is Toriko? Let me not hate before I even officially watch this. I won't lie, it's super jarring seeing these characters stand next to each other. The One Piece and Dragon Ball cast at the very least. I don't know these Toriko niggas, like what? The cast of all three shows entered the tournament to see who gets the tastiest meat known to man. Apparently the One Piece cast and the Toriko cast met already. The groups end up splitting up, so the main three take the main road while the side guys take the branching paths. I think it's super cool that the characters that are super alike end up being mixed together. Goku ends up getting a call from King Kai and pulls himself from the race for a quick second. Then we got the Zoro and Vegeta, which is pretty cool because neither of these dudes know they're voiced by the same guy. The race ends up being a tie between the three MCs, so they decide to have a battle to see who gets the mystery meat. I think if I were to see this as a kid, I'd geek the fuck out, only watching one of the series at the time. It definitely would have got me to check out the other two shows at the very least. The battle goes on, but it ends up in a tie. Not really though, Satan ends up winning. I think this one clearly shows who the top dog in Shonen is. Like, these two had to fucking gang up on Goku to even stand a chance. Huge day for annoying ass power stealers. The gang gets together and enjoy a meal, which is nice. As they're enjoying the food, they see a fish called the Akemi. These things are feared because they eat anything in sight. So in order to get the antidote that Gohan and Usopp need, they have to go get the fish back in a 30-minute PG-13 triple shonen adventure. So, everyone splits up to find the Akemi in different groups from before. The MCs beat the fish, but then it comes back even stronger. Goku is able to get enough energy across all the series and musters up a spirit bomb. I really like how Goku says, "Here it comes," and it's just so shonen, you know? Goku, Toriko, and Luffy use one final attack to kill the Akemi and eat it in one last meal. And that's it. I think this special actually is much cooler in concept, and like I said, if I saw this thing as a kid, I would definitely enjoy it a lot more. But I won't lie, this special sucks.
The Black Star Dragon Balls have been gathered. Goku's feeling like his old self again. Or so it seems. Meanwhile, Bebe's rampage has gone unchecked. And Goku has a little surprise of his own.
This should be the best fight ever!
Can he save here as before Piccolo pays the ultimate price? All new episodes of Dragon Ball GT. Tonight at 10. You ain't seen nothing yet. Only Toonami.
Jesus, this intro is bad in English.
That's it all!
This is one of the ones I remember watching as a kid, but I never realized it was a TV special. Like, I remember it vaguely when Goku was helping the bear or something. I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of GT, so I think it makes sense that I didn't go searching for this one as I got older. 100 years have passed, and now Pan is raising a small Goku lookalike. I really like that he has Goku on his shirt. Goku is going to school now, and he has trouble with some bullies. He's so logical compared to the Goku we know. He gets home and Pan has a heart attack, and this shit actually gets super sad. Like, this is actually hurting seeing Goku Jr. run in the rain crying over Pan, because at the end of the day, this is all he has. Like, this is sad, man. So Goku sets out to get the Dragon Ball in order to help Pan get better. I like that he rocks the headband like his great-great-great-grandpa Bardock. Goku sets off and his bully comes along for the ride. The two end up having a great time, but then they get lost in the forest. They get ambushed by some wolves, but this kind lady saves them. Turns out this lady was like a witch or something. Goku is able to tap into his Saiyan heritage and set them free. They get to a bridge where Goku sees his new friend die. Like, he is actually going through it. He stumbles upon a little bear that carries him to the Dragon Ball. Just as they get to the house, the bears and Goku get ambushed by the monsters again, where he's able to go Super Saiyan. It's crazy how he's just able to master it with barely any combat experience. It's like crazy whiplash. Goku finally gets to the house where he finds the Dragon Ball, and he realizes nothing happens. But then he's greeted by a tall dude that looks just like him. He tells him that he's super brave and he has a great heart. This one is actually so sweet. You can tell Goku really loves Pan and would do anything for her. I think it does suck that he has to go through so much. Like, give this little dude a break. I think Goku is such a good contrast compared to the one we know up until then. I feel like he would act like any normal kid, but he learns how to be courageous. I think this is a great epilogue for the Dragon Ball series as a whole. It makes me feel like no matter what, the idea of a kind-hearted person will always live on. It doesn't feel like I'm departing with Goku because he's always going to live on through the people he was able to impact. I feel like this was a great way to tie up the Dragon Ball specials and the series as a whole. Then Dragon Ball Super came out. I think watching these specials really allows you to see how massive the Dragon Ball story is outside of the main series. I think they're some of the most creative and heartfelt pieces of Dragon Ball media. And then there's Goku's Fire Safety. But I think this is a solid continuation of all the Dragon Ball movies, and I'm super glad I was able to check these out. I'm not gonna rank them because, I don't know, I just don't feel like it. I've been doing a lot of Dragon Ball content recently, and I realized that this series could be talked about forever. Like, this is one of the most generous series to ever become media, and I'm super grateful for that. No matter what comes from this series or how old I get, I will always love Dragon Ball and its seemingly endless story. But until the next deep dive with the next Dragon Ball thing, I'm not even sure. I bet I'm gonna make another Dragon Ball video next week.
What you gonna